Right this way, sir.
Want you to slip for me?
There you go.
You may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Sure, it's Mark Selvaggi. It's Selvaggi.
And, sir, what do you do for a living?
I sell life insurance.
And are you affiliated with any life insurance company?
Yes.
Which one?
New York Life.
How long have you been selling life insurance?
A little over 10 years.
And in that 10 years, have you always been affiliated with New York Life?
Yes.
Now, sir, who is Nancy McLoone?
She's a colleague of mine.
And what is her responsibilities within your office?
She fills out our applications, does our underwriting requirements, traffics the cases through underwriting.
And where is your office located?
1050 Hingham Street, Rockland, Mass.
And besides Ms. McLoone, who else is in the office?
Half a dozen other agents.
Okay. And what are your responsibilities in the office?
Speak with clients, talk to them about life insurance, protection.
So there's some clients I'd like to ask you about are Brian and Anna Walsh.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Anna Walsh?
Yes.
How did you become familiar with Anna Walsh?
I was introduced to her through Brian.
Okay. And how did you become familiar with Brian Walsh?
Brian came to me as a client that was a lead that was solicited, and I reached out to him. It was a local address, and asked him, he was looking for life insurance.
When did this occur?
I believe in July of 2021.
And when did you get introduced to Anna Walsh?
I don't remember specifically. It was during COVID, so it might have been happenstance during a Zoom conversation.
Okay. And were you ever able to sell Anna Walsh any insurance policies?
Yes.
What did you sell her for insurance policies?
I sold her 2 life insurance policies. I sold.
Okay. So let's talk about the 2 life insurance policies. Sir, what were you able to sell her as far as life insurance policies?
I was able to sell her a term policy and a whole life policy.
Okay. What is a term life insurance policy?
Term life insurance is a type of life insurance product that is good for a preset amount of time. It was approximately a 20-year term product that was for $1 million.
And now that was for $1 million. What was the other policy?
I sold her a whole life policy that was for $250,000.
Can you tell us what is the difference between a whole life policy and a term policy?
Sure. A term policy is renting a block of insurance for a pre-agreed upon amount of time. It could be anywhere from a year to as long as 30 years. And if you don't pass away during that duration, the insurance company, the contract ends, the insurance company doesn't pay anything out. A whole life policy, kind of like the name implies, lasts your whole life. And unfortunately, all of us someday will pass, and whole life policies pay out 100% of the time. They cost more. They can be paid up during your working years and have it last the rest of your life. But you also have the opportunity to access all the cash value that the policy accumulates and can use it as a deferred savings vehicle.
And, Your Honor, at this point in time, I would like to offer 2 policies and the attachments that were included with them from New York Life in the names of Anna Walsh. They're in manila folders. They are policies ending in 8840 and 5836.
No objection, Your Honor.
The New York Life policy ending in 8840 is now marked in evidence as 98. And the policy, New York Life policy ending 5836 is now in evidence as Exhibit 99.
Your Honor, may I approach the witnesses in Exhibit 98 now?
You may.
We'll put them on together. Excellent, sir. All right, showing you Exhibit 98. At the top of the first document, can you tell us what it says?
Sure.
What is that?
This is a term policy. This is a policy brief for Anna.
Okay. And does it have, for Anna, does it list the amount of the term policy?
Sure. It lists the face amount of $1 million.
And on the fourth page, does it list who the beneficiary is of that policy?
It does. Yes, it does.
Who is the beneficiary of that policy?
Brian Walsh.
Now, when was that policy purchased? Or the better question is, when did it go into effect?
Sure. The policy date is May 17th, 2021.
And the next document that's within that folder, can you tell us what this document is with the binder clip attached?
This is the application.
And so, application, what is that?
This is what is required to secure a life insurance policy.
And so, to secure a life insurance policy, do you have to do anything as far as your medical information?
Sure.
Tell us what it is.
Sure. So you'd fill out a application, which really gives the insurance company permission to do their due diligence on you and your health.
And so there's actually a release in there for them to get your medical records, isn't that correct?
So there's a HIPAA authorization.
Now, sir, I'm going to direct your attention to Exhibit 99 and ask you to take a look at that and open it up to the first document.
Okay.
And what is that, sir?
This is a policy brief of the whole life policy for $250,000 on Anna Walsh.
And for Anna Walsh, when did this policy go into effect?
The policy date is June 28th, 2021.
And, sir, regarding that policy, does that also list who the beneficiary is?
Yes, it does.
And could you tell us who the beneficiary is?
I can. It's Brian Walsh.
Now, sir, in addition to that first document you referenced, is there also a similar document within the file with a binder clip for those records?
Yes.
And what is that document, sir?
This is a life application.
And so is that just like the application you just told us about for the other policy?
Yes, it is.
And with that application, is there also a release of documents to New York Life from medical providers?
Yes, there is.
Now, was there any difficulty in obtaining Anna Walsh life insurance?
No.
And Your Honor, may we approach about one small issue?
Sure. I'm going to send you out of the courtroom for a little bit. You did do something outside of your hearing. It may turn out that you go straight through to lunch, and then I might have you come back before the 2 o'clock hour. That's going to depend on whether you have food or not. We'll see. So just hold tight to it. You can go back to the jury room right now.
All right, so the court, please. Follow me.
You may proceed. 1 second. Yes.
So, Mr. Selvaggi, I just gave you a document. I'm going to ask you to tell us what it is.
Personal health history.
And who is it for?
Anna Walsh.
And, sir, how are you familiar with this document?
This is something that my colleague does mostly, fills out on people's health histories. It's part of the application process.
And so, if someone doesn't fill it out, what happens to getting life insurance?
They don't get life insurance.
Once it's filled out, what's done with the document as far as forwarding it to New York Life?
It's electronically submitted to the underwriters for their consideration and for an offer.
Why do you have a personal health history filled out for life insurance?
Because your health is what determines the overall cost of your insurance and also if you're eligible to receive insurance.
And after this document was filled out and forwarded to New York Life, what was determined as far as a policy for Ms. Walsh?
She was approved.
And were there any concerns that New York Life had with her health proving that?
No, she received a excellent health rating.
And, sir...
How do you know that?
Every policy receives a health rating. Basically, Your Honor, we rate everyone's health on a scale from 1 to 37. 1 is as good as you can be. 37 is as poor as you can be and still be accepted. And she received a number 1 health rating.
And is that in the documents that you're looking at right now?
It's not on this one, no.
Where do you know that from?
It's on the policy itself. It's on the policy brief that was just handed to me a moment ago.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption.
Sir, in addition to filling out that document, are there any other requirements for follow-up with medical professionals or review of records after a person attempts to buy life insurance through New York Life?
Yes, there's a telephone interview component where they, on a recorded line with a representative of the company, they ask them a series of questions, lifestyle questions, have you ever questions. It's about a half-hour long telephone interview that is also part of the underwriting process, in addition to a medical requirement where we send out an examiner for a blood and urine sample, vital signs, things of that nature, and then they request a copy of the medical records from the attending physician, called an attending physician statement.
To your knowledge, was that done in this case?
I'm sorry?
To your knowledge, was that done in this case?
Yes, it was.
And sir, that document, is it signed?
This is voice signed by Anna Walsh, yes.
And so, what does it mean to be voice signed?
It means at the conclusion of the interview that she conducted over the telephone, she consented to an electronic signature.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Ross? Thank you.
I'm going to give this to counsel. Yeah.
Very good.
So this form that you were just looking at, do I understand that Anna Walsh supposedly filled this out herself?
I believe it was done through a telephone interview. I wasn't part of that.
Okay, so when you say a telephone interview, you mean someone interviewed purportedly Anna Walsh about these questions?
Yes.
So it wasn't a doctor that was reporting this information to you?
No.
And I think you had just said that if you don't go through this process, you can't get the life insurance, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this information on this form came from reportedly Anna Walsh over the phone.
Yes.
Okay. And these records don't have any attachment from a medical doctor signing off that she was in, as you say, great health in March of 2021.
It doesn't have any medical records attached to it.
So no medical corroboration to the assertions made purportedly by Anna Walsh in March of 2021.
Correct.
Your Honor, I have nothing further.
So you said earlier that that they give a blood and urine sample when somebody comes to the house, and then you also said that something about they have to sign a release for their medical records.
Yes.
And can you tell, based on the documentation, if that was done in this case?
It was.
And then once you have that release, what happens?
They
How do you
write,
access the medical records?
the company does it through a third-party vendor, and they receive a copy of the attending physician statement. We call it an APS.
And where does that go?
It goes to the underwriter.
And is that records that you have?
I don't.
I don't mean do you have them with you now. I mean, do you keep those records?
We're never privileged to that information, Your
It
Honor.
all goes to the underwriter.
Correct.
Different entity than you.
Correct.
And you mentioned earlier in your direct that there's a woman that works with you. I got the phonetic as Nancy McGloom.
Yes.
I'd be about 75% correct. Is she the person that you said you didn't do this over the phone with Anna Walsh, but that somebody else did?
She's not the person, no, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Is there another person in your office that does that?
No, it's direct from the underwriter, from the home office of New York Life. There's to make sure it's sort of the best information it could be, they do it themselves.
Right. Anything else anybody wants in on after I've asked these additional questions? All right, so I'm not going to allow it in right now.
Yes,
On this record. If it becomes relevant on a rebuttal case, depending on what the defense, if the defense puts on a case and what they do, In order to get this in, you're going to need to, well, you probably honestly would be asking to get in something else, which is like her medical records through a doctor and not through this way. But I'm not going to let it in right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise, jury is entering. Put it back in session, you may be seated.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Witness with exhibits 99 and 98. Sir, is there a medical rating that's assigned to a person who buys life insurance from New York Life?
Yes.
How is that determined?
It's a culmination of the underwriting. So your health rating is determined based on your gender. Oh, your health rating is not determined on your gender. That's an incorrect statement. It's determined on your health and the way they evaluate your health.
And so how does New York Life evaluate someone's health when they're buying life insurance?
They use an underwriting scale, everything from your BMI, your body mass index, height, weight, blood pressure, medication you're on, high-risk activities that you might participate in, your job sometimes can even factor into your health rating.
How does New York Life find out this information?
Through underwriting, through the telephone interview, through a copy of your medical records, and through their recorded telephone interview.
How do they get the medical records of someone purchasing life insurance?
They request them through a HIPAA authorization that's in the application from the person's primary care physician and any other physicians that they are under the care of.
And is there a scale in which someone can be rated by New York Life for their health rating?
Yes.
What is the scale say?
It starts out, the best rating you can receive is called Select Preferred, and then it goes Preferred, and then it goes Preferred 2, then it goes Non-Smoker, then it goes Non-Smoker, Table 1 through 13, then it goes to Standard, or Select Standard, which is usually a healthy smoker, then there's Standard, which is a smoker, and then there's Standard, Table 1 through 13, and all of those, if you think of it like a ladder, like 1 through 37, every single rung represents a higher risk class, and it subsequently changes the cost of your insurance.
So the healthier you are, the less you have to pay for insurance?
Yes.
And what was Anna Walsh's rating on those policies for the health rating through New York Life?
Select Preferred.
And what number would that be?
That's the highest level you can receive.
So she was the healthiest.
Correct.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
You may.
Oh, in addition, sir, when collecting information, does New York Life, through its underwriting process, get any samples from someone who's applying for life insurance?
Yes.
What do they get?
They'll send a professional, I forget what it's called, paraprofessional, something like that, to do a blood draw, a urine sample, and vitals, height, weight, blood pressure.
Does New York Life give life insurance if that's not the form?
Yes.
Was it done in this case?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Any recross?
I think it's just gross.
Oh, sorry.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
You were just talking about the health rating. I just want to talk to you a little bit about that, okay? So the health rating, that's a New York Life health rating.
Yes.
And so is that like someone in risk assessment and underwriting determines the scale that you just talked about?
Yes.
So it's not a medical professional or a doctor reviewing this information and giving this arbitrary number to someone who's applying for insurance?
I don't know who that person is, so I can't tell you.
You had mentioned that when Ms. Walsh applied for life insurance, part of it is this health assessment, right?
Yes.
And this was in March of 2021?
I believe so.
Do you need to look at the record? Would that help?
Probably.
I think they're right in front of you.
Okay.
Take your time.
Looks to be February 2nd, 2021.
Okay. After February, you said 2nd of 2021, you didn't have any follow-up records, interviews with Anna Walsh about her health.
No.
You had mentioned that someone goes and draws blood and does a urine test.
Yes.
What does the blood test? What does that look for? What does it test for?
I don't fully understand, but the things that it does push out that are common are as if there's evidence of nicotine, if they're smoking or using nicotine. It'll show if cholesterol levels is usually the types of things they're looking for. They're looking for abnormalities. I don't really quite frankly understand what they're looking for.
And then you said a urine test. What are they looking for in the urine test? Is that drugs and alcohol, illegal drugs, I'm assuming, and alcohol?
Nicotine.
And nicotine, okay. Is there any type of analysis of the person's pulmonary system, their lungs and their heart capacity?
I don't know.
You don't know. Is there any type of evaluation of their neurological system?
I don't know.
And the February 2021 date that you're talking about, I think you said that part of this health assessment, this number you give, is based off an interview with the person?
Part of the underwriting is a telephone interview, yes.
Okay, a telephone interview with the person trying to get insurance.
Yes.
Okay. And I think you already said it, but you can't get life insurance if you don't go through this process.
Correct.
Okay. And I think you had also said that the healthier you are, the cheaper your premiums can be, or the cheaper you have to pay, which makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. So it's beneficial to someone when they're applying for life insurance to hopefully be at least reporting or be in the best shape physically, and I guess physically, that's the way to say it, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. And I think you said that you asked them about if they engage in any high-risk activities, right?
That's part of the telephone interview. I don't ask that, but the company does, yes. Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming the reason you ask if there's any high-risk activity is to see if they live a lifestyle where they're maybe more likely than someone else to get injured or killed.
Correct.
So bungee jumping
Bingo.
is a no for me. It's just, okay. So the only way that you might find out if someone is engaging in high-risk behavior is if they told the underwriter on this telephone interview.
That's one of the ways, yes.
So if someone did engage in arguably high-risk or dangerous behavior and they didn't report it to you, you wouldn't know.
Correct.
You had mentioned that Anna Walsh had two different policies. One was a term and one was a whole.
Yes.
Okay. Now, am I correct that it's common for young married couples or people with children to come and get life insurance?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to ask you just to lean into that microphone a little bit to see that I'm having. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, and when married couples come to get life insurance, it's more common that the other spouse is the one that's the beneficiary.
Very common.
Okay. So if the husband gets it, it's the wife. If the wife gets it, it's the husband.
Yes.
Okay. And if they have minor children, is it still that the spouse is the beneficiary because they're the one using that money for the care and protection of the children?
Yes.
Okay. Your company, New York Life, you guys also do financial planning and retirement planning? Like that's kind of the whole company? Okay. And so is life insurance, and we'll talk about the difference between whole and term, life insurance is a type of financial planning and thinking about retirement in the future, right?
Yes.
And so it's something, again, families, married couples, it's common that they come to you for this.
Yes.
Okay. Now, a term life insurance policy, that's something where you pay monthly, and if you die, the benefits get paid out.
Yes.
Okay. But is there a way that you can have a term life insurance policy and that can get converted into another type of policy where you can take loans off it or it can grow a cash value?
Yes.
Okay. And so even a term can start as something that isn't worth anything unless someone dies, and you can turn it into some type of investment or access to finances.
Yes.
Okay. Now, a whole term or a whole policy, that's a little bit different, right?
Yes.
And so I am definitely going to fumble this because numbers is just not my thing, but this is where you can have a whole life insurance policy and you can borrow out of it.
Correct.
So if I have a whole life insurance policy and something unexpected happens or an expense comes up, I can actually borrow off this policy.
Yes.
And am I also correct that if you do borrow off this policy, there's a tax advantage or a tax break? It's like a 401k tax you pay? You explain it to me.
You can borrow the cash value without paying tax on the accumulation value.
And in the whole policy that Anna Walsh had, who would be eligible to take a loan off that policy?
The owner of the policy, who was Anna.
So even Mr. Walsh, who's her husband, he couldn't sign and take a loan off that whole policy without her?
Correct.
Okay. Considering that these policies have some financial value to them, does divorce ever play a role in policies and paying out on a life insurance policy, a whole policy? Is divorce something that clients have ever asked you about? That's probably a better question.
Is divorce, I don't understand the question. Okay, sure.
So if a whole policy has cash value and people are married, if people are going to get divorced, is there ever a question in any of your clients' minds, well, hey, I've been paying off Bill's policy for 8 years, I should have some of that?
Yes.
Objection.
Set the foundation.
So you had told us that some of these life insurance policies are an asset. It's a way to build cash, build for retirement, and you can access money from, right?
Yes.
And if someone, and you might see a whole policy where two people are married.
Yes.
Okay. So if one spouse has a whole policy, you told us that they're the only one that can actually sign the paperwork to get assets off of it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So on a whole policy, I'm assuming you have to pay a premium every month.
Yes.
And so have you ever had to talk to a client or a prospective client about how divorce could affect who owns access to that policy, or is it a non-issue?
Objection.
You can answer. Have you ever discussed it with another client, any client?
Yes.
You had mentioned that Anna had a policy. My understanding is, I think you said that you got to Brian Walsh off a lead off the internet?
Yes.
So that means he was looking for insurance, and does he pop in something and you see it and you give it a call?
Yes.
Okay. And am I correct that when Mr. Walsh initially contacted you, he wanted the insurance?
Objection.
I'll see you at the side of the bench.
Ready, dismiss. Oh, sorry. So initially, when you followed up on this lead, Mr. Walsh had applied for health insurance through you.
Insurance.
Excuse me, life insurance. Yes.
Yes.
And he was rejected. And he was rejected because he had a felony conviction from his federal court case.
No.
Why was he rejected?
He had a pending case.
Apologies. So it was because he had a pending federal case.
Correct.
Okay. And you didn't just stop at that one application. Am I correct that you applied to several other policies or companies to try to get him life insurance?
Yes.
And I think at one point, did you even reach out to other colleagues for help and how to get him life insurance?
Yes.
And it's at that point where he was consistently being rejected in 2021 that it was an afterthought like, hey, we're going to go with Anna and get her insurance.
Objection.
Sustained.
During the time that Mr. Walsh was applying for life insurance, during that time frame, Anna Walsh never applied for life insurance.
I'm not sure.
Well, what do you mean you're not sure? She didn't apply with it through you.
She applied, I don't know when the one search for Brian's life insurance ended and where hers began. I don't know if the two overlapped.
But her, as you say, her search for life insurance was an afterthought when you were working with this family.
Sustained.
Your Honor, may I be seen at sidebar?
Yes, you may.
So you're a life insurance salesperson?
Yeah.
Okay. So then your job is you meet with clients and families and try to sell them insurance that they need and want.
Yes.
Okay. And it's not uncommon, or probably it's more common, that you work with couples, married couples, people with children, right?
Yes.
And so these life insurance policies, they're for the benefit of the family as a whole.
Yes.
Okay. So in this situation, you had told us that Mr. Walsh numerous times applied for life insurance policies and was consistently denied because of his pending federal case, correct?
Yes.
And you're working with the family at this time.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that when you were going through this with Mr. Walsh, actually, he even referred you to other friends and colleagues of his.
Yes.
Objection.
I think it's time to go to lunch.
So close.
You were so close.
Have a nice lunch, sir.
All right, please. Close your notebooks. Follow me.
You are unmuted.
Thank you.
Oh no, it wasn't with yours.
Court is back in session. You may be seated.
Do you understand, sir, you're still under oath?
Hello.
So before the break, I was talking to you again about how you sell policies to individuals and families when it comes to life insurance.
Yes.
So when you're selling to a young married couple, both parties might have life insurance policies,
Yes.
and each of them would be the other one's beneficiary.
Yes.
Okay. And when people have kids, then that's another consideration because they want to make sure if something happens to one parent, the other parent and the children are okay.
Yes.
So in your role as a life insurance agent, would you categorize life insurance policies as something that's an investment for the whole family?
Sometimes.
Okay. And in this particular case, am I correct that all three children had whole life insurance policies as well?
Yes.
And Anna Walsh was the beneficiary of those.
Yes.
So she would have been the only one who could have taken out a loan against any of those policies.
Yes.
Okay. I was asking you before about how Mr. Walsh had been denied several times for health insurance.
Life insurance.
Life insurance.
Yes. Yeah. It's okay. Yes.
Sorry. So you had mentioned that Brian Walsh had, I guess, requested life insurance online and you picked it up as a lead and you reached out to him.
Yes.
And you began applying for life insurance policies for him.
Yes.
When you began applying for life insurance policies for Brian Walsh, Anna Walsh did not apply for any life insurance policies.
Correct.
At some point, Anna Walsh did apply for a life insurance policy, and that was after Mr. Walsh consistently was denied because of his open federal case.
Correct.
How did it come about that Anna Walsh would apply for life insurance?
I don't remember the conversation.
Okay.
It probably was my recommendation.
So it was probably your recommendation that Anna applied because Mr. Walsh was getting denied.
Correct.
Okay. Is it customary once you sell a policy, I don't know if that's the right term, that you might stay in touch with your clients if they ever have questions in the future about their policies or payouts or any beneficiary questions?
Yes.
So people can email you or call you and say, hey, I have a question about this policy, right?
Yes.
After Anna Walsh and the children were insured in February of 2021. At no point did Mr. Walsh ever email or call you and say, hey, how do I... I'm just being
yeah.
a lady. Okay.
No, I apologize.
Okay.
I'll finish.
At no point did Mr. Walsh ever contact you to ask you about getting paid out on any of Anna Walsh's life insurance policies.
Correct.
Overruled. He can answer
Correct.
that question.
And at no point did Mr. Walsh ever contact you and ask you about taking out any loans or how to take out loans on any of the children's life insurance policies or Anna Walsh's life insurance policies.
Objection.
Overruled.
Correct.
Nothing further.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor. Commonwealth's content.
The witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And the Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Commonwealth would call Davis Gould.